How's everybody doing? So we're in Luke, Friday Bible study, and this is the temptation, Satan and Jesus. And he brought him to Jerusalem and set him on a pinnacle of the temple and said unto him, If thou be the Son of God, cast thyself down from hence. For it is written, He shall give his angels charge over thee to keep thee. Not sure what Bible verse that is that Satan is quoting. We have to understand that he's probably butchering all of these quotes that he says anyway. And in their hands they shall bear thee up, lest at any time thou dash thy foot against a stone. And Jesus answering said unto him, Thou shalt not tempt the Lord thy God. And when the devil had ended all the temptation, he departed from him for a season. By the way, I think it's Back to the Future or Donnie Darko that has, I think it's Donnie Darko, which stands for Donald Darkness, where he walks out of a theater and it says The Temptation of Christ. The Temptation of Christ movie marquee, Donnie Darko. The Evil Dead, The Last Temptation of Christ. Yep. Donnie Darko, that stands for Donald Darkness. Sorry, this is Bible studies. But anyway, being this temptation of Jesus, it just made me think of it. And Jesus returned in the power of the Spirit into Galilee, and there went out a fame of him through all the region round about. Oh, and when the devil had ended all temptation, he departed him for a season. And Jesus returned in the power of the Spirit into Galilee, and there went out a fame of him through all the region round about. And he taught in their synagogues, being glorified of all. And he came to Nazareth, where he had been brought up. And as his custom was, he went into the synagogue on the Sabbath day and stood up for to read. And there was delivered unto him the book of the prophet Esaias. And when he had opened the book, he found the place where it was written, The Spirit of the Lord is upon me, because he hath anointed me to preach the gospel to the poor. He hath sent me to heal the brokenhearted, to preach deliverance to the captives. Remember, sheep are born sheep, goats are born goats, but sheep are born lost. They are captive in their sin. Jesus said in Matthew 15:24, I only came for the lost sheep of the house of Israel. Israel meaning the church. And Acts 7:38 tells you that the church is Israel and Israel is the church, because it's referred to as the church that received the 10 Commandments on Mount Sinai. And recovering of sight to the blind, because until the Lord calls you, you're blind in your sin. You can't see. Now, was he really healing? Yes, but that was symbolic. To set at, it was symbolic, and it also really happened, if you understand what I mean. To set at liberty them that are bruised. I believe we are now in the fourth letter, which takes us to Revelation 3. And we got 6 verses. Whoops. And unto the angel of the church of Sardis write, These things saith he that have the 7 spirits of God. And again, of course, this is Jesus. And the 7 stars. And you have to go back to the beginning of chapter 1 to understand what that means. And or go to the playlist and you can find it, because I did a study on it about 4 days ago, give or take. Yeah, 4 or 5 days ago. I know thy works, that thou hast a name, that thou livest and art dead. Be watchful and strengthen the things which remain, that are ready to die. For I have not found thy works perfect before God. Remember therefore how thou hast received and heard, and hold fast and repent. If therefore thou shalt not watch, I will come on thee as a thief, and thou shalt not know what hour I will come upon thee. Thou hast a few names in Sardis which have not defiled their garments, and they shall walk with me in white, for they are worthy. He that overcometh, the same shall be clothed in white raiment. And I will not blot out his name out of the book of life, but I will confess his name before my Father and before his angels. He that have an ear, let him hear what the Spirit saith unto the churches. Now, Revelation 17:8 says, whose names were not written in the book of life from the foundation of the world. Ephesians 1:4-5 says, for he has chosen us in him at the foundation of the world. So you're either written in the book of life at the foundation of the world, or you're not written in the book of life at the foundation of the world. So if you're already there, obviously your name's going to not be blotted out, because Jesus says what? I lose not one of my sheep, which my Father gave to me at the foundation of the world. So again, the letters are symbolic. Do not take your doctrine from a parable. Do not take your word for word doctrine from a parable, and do never take your word for word doctrine from these 7 letters. All right, that's it. Just that fast. Thank y'all very much. Love you.